Which is the most accurate way to estimate 27% of 39? So estimate 27%. I'll just rewrite this important bit of information down here of 39. And we're required to estimate. We just need to give an estimate. We are not required to give an accurate answer. In fact, we're not even supposed to solve it and find an answer. We're only supposed to choose one of these options, one of these four options that are given to us below this question. And we need to pick out the one that is going to get us an answer that is going to be as close to the exact answer as possible. So let's break down this bit of information and see what it really means. So 27% of 39. What they're really saying is 27% or 27 over 100 multiplied by 39. Let me write it this way as well. So 27 over 100 multiplied by 39. Now what this really means is 39 here is an amount. So it's an amount. We don't know what they're talking about, but we'll just assume this to be any amount. And 27 over 100 is the percentage or the fraction of this given amount. So percentage, well, technically is a fraction. So 27 over 100 is a fraction of this amount. We basically need to find out 27 over 100 parts of 39. So let's see how it's done. Now this right here is a very detailed breakdown of the question, and this is hopefully going to help us move in the right direction and get closer to our answer. So we're going to talk about all these options given to us one by one. So the first option given to us, option 1, is 1 over 3 multiplied by 37. Now notice how none of the numbers given in the four options is 39. So we have 37 and we have 40 and we have 40 again and then we have 37 again. But we do not have 39 as an option. But we'll come to why it is so in a while. For the time being, we're going to solve the first option and see where it's going to take us. So we have 1 over 3. Now if I use my calculator, the answer that I'm going to get is 0.333, and this goes on and on. So we call numbers like these recurring decimals, which means we, instead of writing the whole number, we can write down 2 decimal places and then we place this symbol at the top. So this tells us that it's a recurring decimal. So we have 0.33 multiplied by 37. Now 0.33 is basically 33%. And the question says to estimate 27% of 39. Now 33% might be close to 27, and we can consider it to be close enough to 27 since we're estimating it, but let's see if a better option comes about. So option 2 is 1 over 4 multiplied by 40. Now if we convert 1 over 4 into decimals, what we get is 0.25 multiplied by 40. And if I convert 0.25 into percentages, what I'm going to get is 25%. We have covered how we convert decimals into percentages in an earlier assessment. I hope you remember it. And I'm also going to write this down as a percentage so that it's easier for you to compare. So 27 over 100 is 0.27%. The decimal point moves 2 places towards the left, so 0.27 multiplied by 39. This is what we need to find, and we have already discussed two options. Now let's move on to the third option. So option number 3 then is 1 over 3 multiplied by 40. Again, 0.33, it's a recurring decimal, multiplied by 40, and the last one is option number 4, which is 1 over 4 multiplied by 37, and 0.25 multiplied by 37. So now it's a lot easier for us to compare, since we have all of these options and the question written down in more or less the same form. So let's get on to comparing it. I'm going to use a number line so that it's easier for all of you to understand. Now this is a number line, and let's just assume that this green line here is our answer. Now since we're estimating, we do understand that we're not going to get an accurate answer, but what we're going to get is going to be really close to this answer. So it's going to be in close proximity, but we don't know what and where it is going to be at the moment. So let's figure it out. Now since the first option is written in green, I'm going to use green, and we'll mark where this is going to end up, roughly going to end up. So we have 0.33 multiplied by 37. Now what is required is 27% of 39. But since in place of 39 we're using 37, we can, and in fact we should, increase on the percentage a bit. So instead of finding 27 out of 100 parts of 39, what we're doing is we're finding 33 parts out of 100 of 37. So that might be close, but let's see if it's close enough. So this should end up somewhere over here. Again, this is just a rough estimate. Option 2 is 0.25 of 40. It's 40. So 0.25 multiplied by 40. Now again, 27 over 100, which means 0.27 of 39, or 0.25 of 49. I think that's quite close. Not exactly there, but almost there. So this should end up roughly somewhere over here. So that's our option 2. Moving on to option 3, what we have is 0.33 multiplied by 40. Now this is a little more than our second option, so this might end up a little ahead of 0.25 by multiplied by 40. And lastly, our fourth option, which is 0.25 of 37. Now if 0.33 of 37 was landing here, it's obvious that 0.25 is going to land behind it, so it's going to land somewhere over here. Now that we have a number line in place and we know their rough positions, it's a lot easier to compare them, and we know that this is by far the best possible option. Therefore our answer should be 1 over 4 multiplied by 40.